Welcome, everybody. This is Internet Marketing Unleashed. I'm your host, Scott Patton, the Dean of Blogonomics and Pedology. And I am so excited with our guest today, having her on. I met her last year at the Freedom Summit, and then this year they invited me back for a virtual Freedom Summit. So I was so excited because that meant that they liked the job I did last year. So she's a former overseas Filipino worker, and she has an amazing story of overcoming adversity and moving forward that I think is incredibly, I was going to say incredibly inspiring. Again, I already said that, but it's an amazing story. It certainly inspired me. When I was over in the Philippines last year, she made me feel incredibly welcomed, and I remember having just some great conversations with her. So, Celia, welcome to the show.
Hi, Scott. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone here from the Philippines.
So you were, I was thinking about it. I'd really like you to tell a little bit of your story when you were in Dubai, and because I think it is a really inspiring story, and I think it's really important that people hear it, and because regardless, I mean, yours was pretty extreme, but we are all in our own story, and sometimes the story is not a happy story at that point in that chapter, right? Like I think our lives are full of different chapters, and when we can hear stories like yours, those of us that are maybe in a really difficult situation, not sure what's going to happen or how we're ever going to get out of it, I think your story really helps. So I'd really like to start there today, if that's okay. And I kind of sprung this on you because I was thinking about it as we were talking before we came on the air, and I thought, I think it's really one that's worth sharing. So tell us a little bit about how you got to where you are now.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Scott. Hi, everyone. Again, I'm Celia Jacob, and I'm a creative entrepreneur. I'm a former overseas Filipino worker, so we call that OFW in the Philippines. And yeah, that's what I did for almost a decade in the Middle East. Actually, it's in Qatar, not in Dubai. And what Scott is telling you about is my experience with my work in the Middle East, because I had a labor issue, and with that labor issue, I was imprisoned. I asked my boss if she can allow me to go home, because I'm almost like working for them for more than how many years, and they promised that they will give me release, because in the Middle East you have to get released from your sponsor. But after quite some time that I've been waiting and asking them for their permission and for their approval, they said that if I leave, they will make my life miserable. Of course, I did not believe that. For me, that was like, what? After everything that I did for you, this is what you're going to do? So, well, apparently that happened because I was sent to jail for almost a week, and nobody knew where I am up until the time that some people were looking for me already. And then there I realized that so many people are fighting for their rights, and really, like, why are they there in that position inside the jail, deportation jail? They didn't do anything wrong. So what I did after that happened, I really tried my best to fight for my rights, and I won the case. I left the country, and in my mind, I just really told myself that, and I even prayed that if I just get out of that rut, whatever, because I was there for almost a week, and everything was like not real, because I was like sleeping with how many people inside the deportation jail cell. And I didn't know I still have work before that, and somebody just picked me up. And then when after everything, I saw people helping one another inside that jail cell, and it made me realize that even if they don't have anything, for the people who really try their best to support one another, I told myself, if I get out of that situation, When I go back to the Philippines, I'll pay it forward, and I'll start something, maybe a community that will help people find independence. Like, because that's what happened to me. I was like literally shackled, not shackled, but I was there inside the cell, and I didn't have my freedom for almost a week. And it made me realize that this is very important. That if you only have a choice, if you just upgrade yourself and try to transition to something or transform to something that can help you, uh, make a better version of yourself, maybe something different will happen. So that's what happened to me after I was able to leave the country. That was a 10-year stint in the Middle East. So after I left the Middle East, I got back. And when I got back, I just have like how much money, maybe like no, how much is that? So maybe 20,000 pesos. I don't know how much. Maybe that's how much in dollars. But with that, I saved some and really tried my best to keep the other part as something for me to go on, because they didn't give me anything, no compensation, no settlement. And what happened is I tried to upgrade myself. I connected to several, people. I attended workshops. I attended minglers. I attended networking events, and I attended so many things that would help me grow inside and make me realize that okay, this is just a roadblock, and I don't have to deal with this every time. So there, I really tried my best to digitally transform, and it that was 2013, and now after 7 years, 2020, actually it was like 2019, I was able to set so many activities, so many summits in Southeast Asia, and was able to meet so many good mentors and coaches around who made me realize that you can really grow as long as you put your mind to it, and you have to be you have to realize what is your purpose. For me, my purpose is to go back to my family, help people not to go to leave the country anymore, and find their passion and try to work on it. Usually they say, okay, passion, passion, passion. But for me, passion is nothing if you don't have a plan, and if you're not backed up by the purpose why you did why you're doing what you're doing. So basically, that's it. My story is more of when I talk to people, it's more of like uh, just a roadblock, or just a tap on the shoulder and telling me that okay, um, not everything is okay, but you can still stand up, like what they said, fall 7 times, stand up 8. So I was prepared for whatever uh, happened last time. I wasn't prepared, but now I'm prepared to help people, get coaches, get mentors around, because that's what I did, and that made me rise above whatever difficulty that happened 7 years ago. That's a bit long.
No, it's an amazing story, Celia, and I'm just so thrilled that you shared it, and I got goosebumps again as you were talking about it, because it's just so hard to imagine that you could be working for somebody and then they put you in jail for nothing,
Yeah.
for wanting to go home, I guess, and it just really feels very unfair, and you could end up I mean, it wasn't guaranteed that you would leave home, right? I mean, you could
Yeah.
have ended up still being there, which is,
Yeah.
you know, which means you're not free, right? It's just,
Yeah.
it's really, really tough. So now you started up Brown Roots Brew Creatives, I mean, and it's an advertising design workshop place for, and also a production house. So that I think is really exciting. And what I'd like to do before we get into that is talk a little bit about. Um, there has to be a level of belief that you can do what you're doing now that you didn't have when you were an overseas worker. Is that, and I think you talked a little bit about getting mentors and learning and changing your mindset, and of course the training to become a life coach, and that would really help too. It's something that um, I was not something. It's something that I struggle with in terms of helping people myself, move, right? Because I think there's so much opportunity in the world, and the problem is that the people that are making lots of money see it and they're grabbing the opportunities. Not that I don't think there's a finite opportunity, so it's not like a greed thing. It's just, oh, there's an opportunity, let's go do this, and there's an opportunity, let's go do that. And the people that don't see it, who are the people that need to see it the most, because they're the ones that are struggling. And maybe we see the struggle financially because that's easier to see, and maybe they also struggle in their relationships and with themselves, or relationship with God, the relationship with the people around them, with maybe with their health. Because there's, like, I think of 5 areas, right? Like there's the financial area of our health, of our life, there's the health area of our life, there's the mental area of our life, there's the emotional area of our life, and there's the physical area of their lives. And it's very difficult for someone to be okay in all 5 areas,
Yeah.
because in fact one of my mentors says it's actually not possible, because you need to really focus on one area to get it to where
Yeah.
you want to get to, right? And uh, but there has to be, and so the reason I bring this up is one of the things that one of my projects I call 500 for 500 plus one, which is to help 500 people. Right now it's in the Philippines, to earn $500 a month regularly, and teach one other person how to do that. And the idea,
Wow.
yeah. So in the Philippines, if someone is making $500, then they probably have, they're not starving. They have a roof over their head. They're able, and if you can, I think if you can make $500 in a month, then you can learn how to make 1,000 in a month, and then you're on your way. That's my idea. My idea isn't to cap them at 500 or anything like that. And as I've traveled the world and talked to different people about it, not about it, but about actually achieving it, there's so many roadblocks that people put up. And that's some people. That's,
Yeah.
other people that I know are charging right ahead and saying, okay, great, like I'm going to do this, right? They've seen the vision, they start to see the opportunities, and then it just kind of grows. But the problem is, how do you get people from wanting to be an overseas worker in Qatar? And I forgot it was, to me, it's all the same, right? It's halfway around the world. I've never been there. It's a blob of land, and Dubai is the one that sticks out in my head because they've got these big
Yeah.
buildings, right? But so for those of us that are watching who are, because I have a group 500 for 500 on Facebook that has a few hundred members, and we're streaming to that group. So for those people, what are some, and you've given some clues, what are some of the things that you did to move from, thinking that, and I don't know what the exact situation was, but like working 80 hours a week for these people in the Middle East, and not actually having the right to leave, to now where you have started up your own business, you're helping people all around your country in Southeast Asia, and so that's a big change, right? Because you were working for somebody, that's a employee. Now you're an entrepreneur, you're a digital entrepreneur, you're creating, you're doing the things that you love, and that didn't happen overnight. So and that's
Yeah.
the part that I want to be able to teach. Not, I don't want to I want you to teach people that part, because without that shift in the mindset, it's really it's impossible to create, right? Like, I see opportunities everywhere, but I talk to people who see no opportunities nowhere. So then I think, wow, me telling you there's opportunities everywhere is not going to change you to see them everywhere, right? You may look at me and just think I'm doing magic, and I'm not, right? So
Yeah.
let's delve into that a little bit.
Okay, for me, Scott, I think you're right. It's basically a shift of mindset. For me, initially, I felt like going outside the country would make my life easier because it's easier to earn dollars outside the country, leaving your own, set of, community, leaving your country, leaving your family. But then again, when I realized, because this is very, it's more of an accidental, discovery for me that I can do this. The mindset shifted and I transitioned because I realized I had no choice. And because I had no choice, instead of me sulking around or thinking that I can't do anything anymore, if I have two kids, I have to realize um, the the importance of trying to stand up again and, like, finding a better way of living, a better lifestyle. So what I did, I really did my best to gather whatever extra money that I have from the money that I brought in. And then I take in all the free courses initially. Then I paid a little when I can afford it. And then next, I attended again, and it made some of the rates will be a bit more pricey. But then again, it's giving me more value, and also giving me also the needed mentorship. So all those things, I feel that those are my enrollment fee. Like what say, like you register, that's my enrollment fee, like in school, um to stand up again, start over. And the only thing that made me realize that this is going to help me when people are coming to me who are in the same situation that I was in, and they're telling me, how did you do that? How were you able to transition? I'm also coming from this country, and I didn't know what to do. So it gave me an idea. It was like a light bulb moment for me. Oh, this is how I'm going to pay forward, because now that I'm doing it, I can really say that, okay, this can work. Because for me, I really didn't have anything. I didn't got my settlement. Even if I won the case, they did not give me anything because they said they're bankrupt. So in my mind, if I was able to do it, with a little bit of luck, maybe, or maybe those positivity around, that people supporting you, and then a community that helps you thrive. Like what I always tell in my talks, that find a tribe that helps you thrive. Find a group, find someone, find a community that understands your situation and helps you as an accountable buddy. You have an accountable buddy, accountability partner. Like, I'm going to do this, and then tomorrow you forgot it because you woke up late and you forgot so many things. So but if you're in a community, or you're in a tribe, somebody will remind you what happened to your plan, what happened to your very, very important plan, what happened, you forgot it already. So once you're in a tribe, it gives you the much needed push. For me, that's very important. That's why one of the key words for me every time I go around is connect and collaborate. Connection
Yeah.
and collaboration is a very, very important, are two important words for me. The moment I connected, when I attended workshops, when I attended events, when I attended even online events, I immediately connect to people. I try my best to find who is resonating with my similar story, or I resonate with their story. And then we find our common grounds, and then we we connect and collaborate. Because for some reason there's something that you're not very good with, and the other person is good about a particular skill. So I think the one of the success of my ventures is because I was able to connect and collaborate with the right partners. So
I
with
think
all
that's
that,
brilliant.
yeah.
I love that. A tribe that helps you thrive. That
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah.
And as you were, and this applies to all aspects of life, right? We're kind of talking a little bit about internet marketing, and of course, how you can make your business and everything else. But as you were talking, I have a camera that I bought because I want to take really good pictures of my trips, and I don't know how to use it. Like, I have it set on automatic, and it automatic focuses, and it takes amazing pictures, but I know it can do so much more, right? And you talked about in the beginning, you just found, like, free things on YouTube, or free courses, and that's how you started. And that's what happened with me is I found two people who use my camera on YouTube, and they talk about it and they take pictures and they show what they did. And so I've been watching them, and then it was kind of like months I would watch them, right? And then finally I liked a video. Like, it took me months to like one of their videos, and I'm like in awe of what they're doing, right? And then I actually put oh, this is a really, and then it was like I was shy, you know? And then I put a comment like, oh, I really like this video. And then I said, this is what really helped me. And then of course they put a heart on my comment, and then they commented. And so I'm starting to feel like I know them, and I'm starting to like ask them questions, and they're starting to answer questions. And then they have one of them has a membership thing on YouTube, which is I guess a sort of a new thing that you can do on YouTube if you're at a certain level. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I should join that. And then the company that makes the camera just sent out an email the other day that they're doing these workshops now, because I think they're thinking about different ways to communicate with people now that they can't do live workshops. And so I signed up for a couple of those. And then I thought, I'm really being silly about this, because where I am, I'm in Medellin. You're in the Philippines. I'm in Medellin, Colombia, and I'm on the 9th floor of a building, and there's one place to live, and I'm in it, and then the other half of the top floor is open. It's a big terrace, so I have about a 300-degree view from the 9th floor of Medellin, and I'm in the valley, so there's mountains, so it's spectacular. And at night, you have all the lights of the city, and yeah. And then we have these massive clouds that come up in the evening, and for like from 7 till 10, because I go to bed at 10, I don't know if it happens after that, you can see all these lightning bolts. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be great to take a picture and you'd have all these bolts on it, right? Which I have no idea how to do. And I thought, why don't I just like contact one of these YouTube video makers that are experts at it, and like hire them to teach me how to do these specific tasks that I don't know how to do, right? And so they've become my camera tribe without even really knowing about it. And if I do this, then that's just part of me thriving emotionally and mentally. This is like a mental thing I want to learn, right? But the emotion that comes from learning how to do it and being successful is really, really important. So I think that, what you've said is so important. Finding people that are doing what you want to do, that are going to support you in your goals. And I'm the same way. Like if I don't have an accountability partner, and these, in the terms of the cameras, these two video producers are my accountability partners in some ways right now. It's really hard to get things done, and time goes so fast. It'll be years, and then you'll still be stuck where you're at. So that's brilliant.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, it's very important that I collaborated with people, or I connected also with people who know, or who are interested in what I want to do also, because they are always open to help, and you just have to ask. The key is you just have to ask, because if you're always going to that comfort zone level and you don't ask, the answer will always be no. So for me, I ask. If they don't like it, well, at least I ask. But if they want to help me, then that's a yes, and I move forward. So for me, I'm not afraid of asking, as long as I know that, I'm not going to, get whatever that they're doing, or try to copy or what. For me, I really need to learn something, and I would be very, very honest that this is my 101. I really don't know how to do this. Can you help me? And then people are like, coming from different parts of, the community, and Celia, I know this. Celia, I know this. Do you want a place here? Do you want, do you want me to connect you here? And with that, I got even more inspired, and that's how I'm doing things now. I'm connecting people, because when I got that push, or I was able to kickstart. It was because of the good hearts of the good people, who want you to, at least start over. And if you are blessed to have those people around you, why will you not change your mindset, right? So that's the simple thing that I think I can explain why I changed my mindset, because of the good people around me, and because when I was outside the country in the Middle East, the people who helped me, who vouched for my credibility, and who knows me there, and those who didn't know me but inside the jail cell, who realized that I should not be there, and made sure that I was, not taken care of, but I was not, abused or whatever. I realized that the goodness of people, even anywhere you can find it. It's
Yes.
just, it's just how you look at things. You don't have to look for the faults. You have to look for the possibilities. You have to look for the things that would, for me, the possibility of helping also those people in that particular situation. I may not be able to help everyone, but some of them, or some of their family, when I got back, I was able to connect. And I think from that alone, maybe it's a cliche, or maybe it's a word that was like brutally used, paying it forward. But honestly, that's what I'm doing, because if not for the people there who made sure that I got back in this country, I will not be back with my kids. And my kids, at that time, she was just 4 years old. I'm about to cry. She was just 4 years old.
Oh,
Yeah, she's just 4 years old, and my son is just about to go to college. So in my mind, what happened if I wasn't able to, go
right.
up, rise above that situation? So for me, being able to pay it forward every time, and there's a particular person who helped me before, and every time I do something that is, I think, very, very remarkable for myself, I email her, and I make her sure that, April, her name is April. We're not really close, but she helped me got out. I said,
Right.
if not for you, I won't be able to help this person. So it makes me
Wow.
want to work for more, do
Yeah.
something better.
That's beautiful, Celia. Thank you for sharing that. Oh my goodness. Wow. Uh, that that's it's like this
Very
is where we should stop, right? but but we're not going to, because I want to know a little bit more about. I want you to talk to us a little bit about Brown Roots
yeah.
Brews, and what your creatives and what you're doing there. So because our audience, if they need your services, I want them to know what they are. So let's talk a little bit about your company.
So my company is Brown Roots Creatives in the Philippines. When you say brown roots, the local word for that is lahing kayumangi, which is brown, our brown race. So because I'm an overseas Filipino worker. Part of me being patriotic and all, I started a company in the Middle East, not a company, a side hustle in the Middle East, to create statement shirts that proudly represents our region, our country. So when I got back, I realized that I want to do this again, and but here in the country. So I want to help start, people start over, and people who are starting their business but doesn't really know how to do it. So in the Brown Roots community, I help people have a lean startup. I help them with how they set up their business, or if they need a production house to do their creative, because some of the creative people here doesn't have a production house. I'm the one who's producing for them. But now I'm focusing on the branding, because I'm a branding strategist also in the Middle East. So that's what I do. I help people amplify their brand. I create their designs, and yeah, if they have an online event or if they have an offline event, I help them from the posters, from the logos, from how they want to amplify their message. That's what I do, and I think that's how I got more into Freedom Summit, because I was able to help some speakers also to do their branding, or help them with whatever requirements that they need for their posters, or their talk, or their events. Also, what I do now with Fabio and some partners is we were setting up a Brown Roots Blue show, and no, a Freedom Summit show, and me, Brown Roots Brew show, and we talk about lifestyle, business, and brewing collaboration. So for me, I think even if it's we're in a pandemic, collaboration should still be up and alive, even if it's online. But the way that people trust you is you have to always show up. You have to be there. They have to see you. They have to know that you're protecting something. Your credibility. So every time I do a show, or every time we bring in people, we bring in people with value that can help other people. So Brown Roots Blues and Beyond is a show that I also make, and meet the expert from Freedom Summit Global. So I think
Nice.
so many things, but bottom line is still helping the community, start over if they need something that they want to, do with their business or their online ventures. Yeah.
Cool. That's really exciting. So if somebody wanted to contact you, they can just go to www.brownrootsbrews.com
Yes.
and
Yes. Yes.
and so who would be your ideal client?
Okay. For me, ideal clients would be people who are starting, who want to rebrand or amplify their brand, their business. Those who are pivoting to the online, or transitioning to digital, because most of them want some support with how they want to be seen, how their brand should be represented, or how their message should be amplified. So I think the the people who really wants to rebrand their existing brand, or start to brand their service or their products, and have a voice, have an actual voice that could tell a story why they're doing what they're doing, why they're selling their service, or why they're offering their services or products. Also, for me, since people are listening around, I'm also focusing on overseas Filipino workers who are coming back. Those Filipinos also, and other nationalities who, if they just want to start over after they lost their job, I can help you with a quick fix, because some of them, how will I start? Some would have a grand coming home idea, but like me, when I left the my old job, I didn't have anything. So in my mind, I will be putting in something that, like now, I'm helping some overseas Filipino workers with their new brands. I'm helping them with the ideas to send out their message with whatever services they can offer. Because at this point, if you don't pivot to digital, and you don't understand the concept of working using the technology, it will be very, very difficult. Imagine you were in our co-working space before. Now it's for 4 months, it's closed, because
Yeah.
we're not allowed to open anything that would gather people. And we have several apartments and commercial for rents. We cannot get anything from it, because there's a rule, or there's a law that us landlords cannot get anything, any rentals from our, and also because we know that there's no business, so why would you be
Right.
getting rentals, right? So
Right.
if you didn't try, if you don't transition, or if you don't try to find another skill, or if you don't upskill, that will be a problem now, because
Right.
the only thing that can, I feel, one of the things that can save you is to find something that you can develop, or you can enhance, or upskill a little, because this is the time that when you don't have anything that can help you with through your brick and mortar, digital transition is a must.
Yeah, I totally agree. It blows my mind that people aren't thinking that they need to do something different
Yeah,
and
yeah,
do something that is not location dependent. I mean,
yeah,
it's great. Like I love people that make coffee shops and restaurants and everything else because I like to go to those places. I don't want them to never happen again. but by the same token, when you can be shut down for 3 months with no notice, like you need to
Yeah.
have something on the side to make sure that you're okay. And multiple streams of income is it, and being digital is a big part of it. So, do you help people find? So, let's go back to the branding for a second. Do you do that? So, someone comes to you and they say, "Hey, I got this business idea. Well, let's just say a coffee shop, but I have no branding at all. So would you help them with the design of the art for their logos and their color schemes and that sort of thing?"
Yes, I help them create a brand guide so that every time they talk to their printers or their clients or whoever, they have a guide already that you cannot use this, you cannot use that. This is my palette. This is my message. I cannot use this graffiti type because I'm more of the feminine type design. And more than that, I'm more focused on amplifying the right message. Connecting to the right people, maybe cutting through the noise because so many advertising is coming to their prospective clients, right? So what is it that they can offer other than the idea that they feel that their brand is the best? How can they show that? How can they convey that message? So in for me, I'm more of a visual person. So even in the Middle East, some of the clients that I have handled are multinational clients. They come to us because they realize that even if they're big already, they have to adapt with whatever. Because if you're a big company, you went to a country that is all Arabic, and this is their type of, they understand things through this cursive, through this gold, through whatever. Then you have to rebrand, right? So here in the Philippines, that's what I do with some of those people who wants to, rebrand and find find the right client, target the right client. Because if you're sending the wrong message online and offline, then you will have a problem with your product or your service. People will be coming to you, but you're not interested to work with them. And the point of me helping people, help them to get independent, get freedom of when to work, where to work, and whom to work with is part of this idea. If you're amplifying the right message, you can find the people that you would want to work with. You're not stuck with a brand or a brand idea or a product that will never work. I'm not saying that I can always solve the problem, but I have this feeling that when you talk to the right person and you understand the brief, you understand what they want to achieve, you work hand in hand with them because I'm a life coach also, and then you make them see visually whatever they want to see, with whatever brands that they are going to release for that particular venture. So yeah, I'm helping company small companies or new businesses to just create something that is really that will represent them. That would definitely represent them.
Awesome. Wow, the time has just flown by, Celia. I want to thank you so much
Oh,
for joining us today, and everybody, head over to brownrootsbrew.com and
thank
check out
you.
her beautiful website. And if you need any branding or if you're starting up, then
Yeah,
give Celia a call. And if you're coming
yeah,
home from overseas somewhere and don't know what to do, give her a call too, because she'll
yeah,
help you.
yeah. Because I also give a free, the first part of the conversation would always be like, how can I help you? And I don't charge you that one. Even if you don't get the branding from me, I will always be happy to help you find the right voice, right brand for you. Because at the end of the day, that's the only way that's my skill. So I can help you with that. Then if you feel like you still want to work with me, then I would be happy to, help you more. But just message me at Brown Roots Brews, and then let's talk about how we can, find the right target market for your brand.
Awesome. Thank you, Celia. We'll talk to you again soon, I'm sure. Thanks for joining us, everybody. This is Internet Marketing Unleashed, and we'll see you next time. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.